God's awakenings. Let's rise together.
Laid bare shadows collide, hidden truths in the tide, a spark in the dark, it glows. Illuminate, illuminate, through the fog the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate the path you seek, the steps you take. Thunder rolls, whispers rise, the deck unfolds, no disguise. Light cracks the veil, it shows. What's unseen now inside? What's unseen now inside? What's unknown now ignite. Illuminate, illuminate, through the fog the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate the path you seek, the steps you take.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Illuminate. Happy Friday. Happy after Thanksgiving Day. I hope you're not still on the couch like a potato. I hope you're enjoying the day. Although it's very cold here. I got up this morning and it was 27 degrees and I was like, when did I end up back in Wisconsin? Because I really thought I was in Tennessee where it's not that cold. But anyway, so you may hear the heater in the background this morning, and I apologize for that, but it's too cold to turn it off. All right, so good morning, Heathery. Good morning, Polly. It's good to see you guys. Hello, David. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right, so I was going to say a little bit before I started. I don't usually say this, the tarot thing with the what's mine, or no, I mean, what you, about how not every reading is for you and to take what's for you and leave what's not. And remember that not all the cards in the reading are always for you. They can be for someone around you. They can be for someone you don't even know. If it resonates with you, it's not, take it, learn from it. If it doesn't, leave it. It's not for you. I'm not here. Micah and I are not here to predict your futures. We're not here to tell you that we can, we pick up on things sometimes and we let you know. But that's not what tarot is about. Not in my opinion anyway. What tarot is about is the fact that each card has a lesson on it, a life lesson that you either went through, you're going through, you could potentially go through, and it's guidance on how to deal with those situations when they come up, or if you're frustrated and having trouble, it can give you guidance onto how to deal with the situation. Today, I'm not only going to show you the Rider-Waite so that you can so we can continue with learning the different cards. But I also pulled the similar card from this Spirit Song Tarot. The reason I did was because I like the animal spirits, and I like the way that this author who did this particular tarot describes things slightly differently. So, along with my explaining, I'm going to give you her definition, and I'm going to show you what animal spirit she's talking about in her cards. All right, so I can see. Let's get started this morning. All right, let me find my notes. I totally forgot about the show this morning too, and got home last night after Thanksgiving and was ready to just crawl in bed and enjoy a quiet evening, and went, oh, wait a second, you have a show in the morning. And then I was like, oh, get up and write your show. Yay. Okay. So anyway, first card of the day is about your present situation. We have the Two of Wands, where a figure stands on a castle wall, globe in hand, one hand fixed to the wall, the other held forward. Behind them, stability. In front, the entire world. The red cloak shows ambition, the elevated position showing perspective, and the globe dominion, planning, and vision. You're standing in a moment of transition from planning to action. This is the I know I want more, but I'm still strategizing card. You are ready to expand beyond current routines, current limitations, and possibly current comfort zones. Considering stepping into something new, braver, more aligned, but you're evaluating. Do I keep what I know, or do I leap into the unknown? You want a future that excites you, not drains you. This is the crossroads before a major level up. Your vision is growing larger than your environment. Travel, relocation, career expansion, or new projects may be calling. Your shadow here is a fear of choosing wrong. You may stall at decision points because part of you worries that expanding means losing control, losing security, or disappointing others. The ego wants guarantees before acting, but life never gives those. What future are you refusing to claim out of fear of failing at it? This card exposes your tendency to keep one hand on the past just in case the future doesn't work out. The problem is, though, how can you ever grow and expand if you're just standing still? All right, Paulina Fay is the author of the Spirit Song Tarot, and she describes the Two of Wands as the Two of Acorns, it calls it in this. And this is the Falcon. The Falcon is the messenger on a mission. She is focused on her target. In search of new experiences, she sets her sights confidently on what she wants. See, she is the victorious insignia for foresight and vision. Her power of insight gives her the ability to make choices that create balance and integration within her world. Now is the time to manifest your ideas into form. You hold the power within to take flight in a new direction. I can talk, I promise. Recognize your full potential, go forth courageously, and stand by your decisions. Perceive, and you will achieve your goal. All right. Thank you for stopping by, David. Welcome, Karen. All right. Your immediate challenge is the Eight of Cups. A figure walks away from 8 cups arranged imperfectly. One is missing. The moon looks on, symbolizing intuition and uncertainty. The red cloak stands for courage, and the mountains are hard paths, but higher destinations. The challenge is letting go of something emotionally familiar, but ultimately unfulfilling. You know something is missing, and the missing piece is becoming impossible to ignore. This may be walking away from old patterns, past relationships, or emotional attachments that no longer nurture you. The challenge is that you're being pushed to emotionally detach from what isn't meeting your soul's needs. Old chapters, old dreams, even old coping mechanisms are being shed. The universe is pushing you toward deeper emotional authenticity. Your problem could be an attachment to emotional history, even when it hurts you. You may cling to situations, people, or versions of yourself that you've outgrown because walking away triggers abandonment wounds or fear of being alone. Ask yourself if you tend to confuse familiarity with love. Are you staying because you fear losing the investment or because it truly fulfills you? The shadow you face is the fear that if you let go, nothing better will replace it. But is that truly the case? Because hanging on to something unfulfilling just to have something isn't sustainable in the long run. All right. In the spirit song, this is the starfish. It is the guardian of healing and regeneration. She disentangles disentangles herself from what she doesn't need and moves forth with a new pulse of life. She will teach you to maneuver successfully in a situation and to nurture your personal power. Starfish will help you discover your innate abilities to find new opportunities. In search of higher truth and possessing divine information from earth and sky, Starfish is reminding you to follow your own starlight. Flow with the waters of trust and be confident in knowing what is right for you. Take the time needed to rest and renew. All right. Next up, your foundation or the root cause of your challenge for this week is the Six of Swords. Wait a second. I'm pulling from the bottom of the deck instead of the top. The Six of Swords. This one that I'm tired of seeing. Getting a little tired of seeing this card. Anyway, a small boat crossing calm but dark waters. The passenger is wrapped in a cloak. Swords stand in the boat, representing the mental baggage being transported with you and not yet unloaded. They are sailing to smoother waters and to better times, but you're still carrying the baggage. At the root is the transition is a healing journey, a desire to move out of mental stress or heartbreak. You've been trying to move toward peace, stability, and clarity. You've been slowly, emotionally distancing yourself from past pain. You want calmer, more consistent relationships. You're tired of the chaos. You're leaving behind a mindset, environment, or phase that no longer supports your goal. This is slow, steady recovery. The problem here can be avoidance. This card shows emotional or mental detachment, but shadow version is escaping instead of confronting. You may prefer moving on mentally rather than addressing something directly. Have you been emotionally numbing yourself, or are you trying to bypass the messy part of the healing? You've been transitioning, yes, but the shadow warns not to carry your unprocessed grief to the next shore. All right, and this is Dragonfly Spirit. The ambassador of change and transcendence is your guide to rising above illusion and into a world of light and healing. He urges you to kickstart the changes necessary in order to move forward. Ride the winds of change. Allow yourself to break free from a turbulent past and move into a more positive future, as the solution is on the horizon. The process of healing has begun, so believe in yourself and your new sense of purpose. Focus on where you want to be. A new perspective will recharge your vitality. In moving through the mists of change, you will find true power. You want to say the B word, Karen? I'm not sure what B word you're talking about. All right. In your past, recent past, and what is leaving, we have this Four of Swords. A night lies in meditative rest. Stained glass window shows prayer and hope. Swords above mentally hang, but they no longer attack, symbolizing a pause after the conflict. You've just come out of a period of recovery, withdrawal, or deep contemplation. The quiet phase is ending and action returns. Healing from a breakup, emotional exhaustion, or romantic burnout is now concluding. Your heart is finally waking back up. Rest is ending. You're entering into the world with new clarity and a quieter mind. Here, the shadow can become isolation that came from self-protection. Rest and retreat were needed, but the shadow version can become hiding, overthinking, shutting down, or withdrawal to avoid feeling vulnerable. Were you resting because you needed to, or because you were afraid to re-engage with life? What truths have you been avoiding confronting during that quiet? You've healed part of the wound, but some of it was potentially just stuffed under the bed. All right, and this is represented by the bear. A navigator in the dream world, Bear appreciates the value of rest and quietude. He instinctively knows much downtime is needed to recharge. During this repose, Bear ponders and reflects within the realms of subconscious. Trusting isn't. Ugh. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and read this at the same time is not a good thing. Trusting into the healing process that his sanctuary brings. Introspective and strong, Bear is here to remind you that you have within you all the answers you need. If you only pause and listen. When overwhelmed, distance yourself from the situation until you gain back enough strength to stand up and do it again. Slow down and nourish your spirit. Be receptive to your intuition. By the grace of your inner sanctum, regroup and recharge. All right. Your current conscious mind and focus is the Four of Wands. A celebratory archway of flowers, two people holding bouquets, a community in festivity, and the castle in the background that shows stability and joy. I'm not going to read. You guys are terrible. You want stability and happiness, not one or the other, but both. You're focused on building a life where you feel free, supported, celebrated, and at peace. There's a desire for a real partnership, real commitment, real celebration, real home energy. You're seeking connection that feels like returning home. You may be thinking about bigger milestones like moving, building a business, financial stability, celebrating progress, or creating a life you're proud of. This is your conscious goal, which is life worth celebrating. Be cautious of perfectionism around happiness. You may hold yourself to standards like, I can't be happy if X isn't perfect, or I have to do everything and have everything placed before I can celebrate Y. Ask yourself this. Do I only allow myself joy in small doses? Do I sabotage celebrations because I don't feel like I deserve them? You want stability and celebration, but the shadow side tends to question your worthiness of it. Stop doing that because you are worthy. All right. This is represented by the walrus. The persevering walrus settles comfortable into his environment, enjoying the results of his hard work. He has established a sense of order and security in his life and celebrates personal achievement as he moves into a new phase of life. That card, though. Walrus is a warden of harmonious home and work relationships. He sees beauty in everyone and recognizes the importance of community spirit. You are surrounded by joy and love. Allow this collective optimism to center you spiritually. Aspire to help those who have supported you along the way by sharing the fruits of your labors. You are moving successfully into your direction, and all is working out as planned. All right. Yeah, the cards are kind of on their game today, aren't they? All right. So, next up, in the near future, the Four of Cups. Someone sitting under a tree, arms crossed, staring at 3 cups while a divine hand offers a new cup completely unnoticed. This is your emotional stagnation, reevasion, and the feeling of just meh. You may temporarily feel emotionally unmotivated or unsure. Something offered to you may not feel appealing until you shift your mindset. Love options or emotional opportunities may appear, but you'll initially hesitate. You need to reconnect emotionally before accepting anything new. A pause, reevaluation, or moment of dissatisfaction is coming, but it leads to breakthroughs. A new offer or path is arriving, but requires openness to actually see it. Watch out for emotional numbness. This is the I'm unimpressed, unmotivated, and underinterested phase that's secretly a defense mechanism. You may reject good things because you fear getting hurt again. Where are you saying no because you're potentially protecting yourself from disappointment? Are you bored or emotionally guarded? There is a warning here that shutting down opportunities is a trauma response, not intuition. I repeated 6 of Swords. YouTube repeated 6 of Swords. Anyway, okay. Next. Where I totally lost where I was at because of whatever's going on in YouTube. Anyway, this is the crane. Innovation at using new approaches to solve problems. Crane is here to help you renew your optimism, bringing clarity and insight. Crane will guide you in taking the time you need to renew your energy. When you embrace something that you feel passionate about, you'll soon find yourself motivated into action. It's up to you to choose to see the opportunities that are right in front of you and to act upon them. Rest and meditation will deliver a fresh mindset. Take this time to reflect and regroup and redirect your energy. I don't know what is embrace your inner cougar. Oh, wait. Just wait. I cannot believe that you just said that the card. Heather is telling Polly that she thinks the card is telling her to embrace her inner cougar and give those young suitors a chance. But just hold up and see what the next card is. Now you already know what it is. But anyway. Self-perception. The Emperor. Throne of stones. Rams. Armor beneath robes. A globe. Mountains behind. This is a structure of leadership, authority, and discipline. You see yourself as someone who's reclaiming control. You're stepping back into your power, taking responsibility for your life, and creating order where there used to be chaos. You're no longer putting up with emotionally immature partners. You're raising your standards. You want a partner who shows up consistently. You're acting like the CEO of your life again. Boundaries are strengthening. Plans are solidifying. You're creating structure with intention. Watch out for rigidity, being over controlling, and putting up walls instead of boundaries. You see yourself as strong and structured, which is true, but the shadow warns against using control to avoid vulnerability. Are you someone who equates softness with weakness? Where do you over control because you don't trust others or don't trust the universe? The Emperor's shadow is trying to be unbreakable, but becoming emotionally unreachable in the process. And this card is the Cougar. Cougar is in control of himself, which is personification of carrying authority and masculine energy. He is well respected and carried his position of power with reverence. Sensitive to his surroundings, he is confident and practical in his course of action. Draw upon the spirit of Cougar when you require extra energy and focus to get tasks done. When choices are to be made, it's important to maintain concentration. Trust in your own judgment and make wise changes to support your goals. Oh, Jimmy. Anyway, next up, in the environment. I told you the cook. I can. This stuff doesn't just happen unintentionally. All right. In your environment, we have the Nine of Pentacles. The cards have confirmed that the cougar wants to be free. Oh, you guys stop. I gotta stop reading the chat. All right. Nine of Pentacles. A woman stands in her garden of abundance, holding a falcon, symbolizing mastery, refinement, independence. Remember, we had the falcon earlier. Your environment supports independence, financial improvement, and self-sufficiency. You're surrounded by resources, opportunities, and personal growth. You're giving an I am whole and complete on my own attitude, which is attracting romantic interest. Your energy is magnetic. You may gain financial wins, success, or recognition. Your lifestyle is leveling up. The caution here is hyper independence. You're capable, successful, magnetic, but part of your sex. See what you guys do every time? That word just came out of my mouth for no reason. But part of your success was built on not relying on anyone because past experiences taught you people aren't dependable. Do you push away help because receiving support feels unsafe? Do you identify so strongly with independence that intimacy feels threatening? Hyper-independence masquerades as empowerment, but is sometimes just, I don't trust anyone to show up for me attitude. All right, so in that space, we have the Black Widow. This is the spider. Spanning between the realms of conscious and subconscious, Spider weaves together desires and paths. She's patient and meticulous in her craft and has worked hard for what she has achieved. She's designed her web in her personal garden of life and is now in a position of repose and comfort. Aware of the limitless force of creation, she possesses confidence in her self development. Spider will help you construct your own formula of success to apply to anything you're working on. Enjoy the abundance you have earned and be wise about life as you continue to weave for yourself. You hold the power within your hands to fashion your most effective life. I'm talking right to you today. Yeah, the cougar, the black widow, the whole thing. All right. In your hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Cups today. A knight rises slowly, offering the cup, calm demeanor, romantic energy, idealism, emotional pursuit. You want emotional movement, romance, and inspiration, but you also fear being misled, idealizing people, or repeating emotional mistakes. It's talking directly to me today, too, again, so don't even. You want true romantic connection, not crumbs, but you fear vulnerability and being disappointed. You want to follow your heart toward creative and emotional goals, but fear losing direction. Caution yourself against romantic rejection and emotional idealism. You want the dream, but fear being deceived, played, or disappointed. Ask yourself if you tend to fall for potential instead of reality. Do you maybe fear vulnerability because your heart has mishandled it before? You crave the emotional journey, but your shadow fears the crash. Pelican that is not a pelican. That is a flamingo. That's a flamingo. Wait, or is it a pelican? I don't know. It says pelican. Is proficient at diving deep down beneath the surface of common perception to access what is needed to bring dreams into fruition. Determined and insightful, he is your guide in the unfolding of a bright future. Pelican may not be able. This is definitely not a pelican. This is a flamingo. Flamingo may not be able to fly, but that does not keep him from soaring. His gratitude radiates, casting wave of awakening across the sky. Enjoy the rewards of your past efforts. Remain appreciative of good tidings and take flight into new scopes of your being. With the power of inspiration, you are the master of building your own reality. Yeah, definitely, because pelicans can fly and flamingos don't, so it's definitely a flamingo. Anyway, the outcome for the week. This could be your young suitor that you're chasing, Cougar. Cougar Emily. All right, this is the King of Wands, a confident king sitting with a blossoming wand, lions in the throne, lizard of transformation. This is charisma, leadership, passion, and forward movement. The outcome is stepping into your full personal power, confidence, direction, courage, and purpose. You lead instead of follow. You created instead of waiting. A passionate, bold, confident partner may enter your life, or you may become the magnet. You attract someone who finally matches your fire. You step into a major leadership role, creative expansions, business success, or a life of direction that feels powerful and aligned. Watch out for ego-driven action, impatience, and pressure to prove yourself. When in shadow, the King of Wands becomes overly defensive and independence, quick to anger and resistant to being challenged. Are you actually leading from inspiration or from fear that you'll lose control? Do you push too hard or too fast because stillness feels unsafe? Be careful not to let your fire burn others. Instead, use it to lead yourself forward with intention. And this is the Horse. Energetic and charismatic, Horse is a visionary with a dynamic demeanor. This fireball of spirit will demonstrate how to discover your own freedom and embrace your greatest potential. Don't hold back. Pursue the path of Horse by fashioning your natural leadership qualities, and celebrate your ever-shifting awareness of your spiritual expansion. Like Horse, you encompass all you encompass a strongly burning fire within, and you have a greater ability to adapt than you may realize. Behold your unique voice and let loose your wild spirit. Says Shinays. I wanted to point out that one thing about the reading also before I sum it up, and that we pulled four swords, and I mean three fours in a row. The four swords, the four of wands, the four of cups. And when that happens in a reading, that tends to have some meaning. So I wanted to explain it a little bit. The three fours stand for stability themes, blasting their message to the universe and saying, you're entering a foundational restructuring phase. Everything in your life that was wobbly is now being rebuilt. Four equals stability, foundation, home, structure, and grounding. They each represent a different layer of that. These come when we heal our resistance to change, stagnation, emotional shutdown, and rigid coping mechanisms. The Four of Swords represents mental stability, healing, rest, recalibration of your thoughts. It can come once we let go of isolation, avoidance, and withdrawal for too long. The Four of Wands represents social and physical stability, home, relationships, community, and celebration. But steer clear of the fear of celebrating yourself or waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. You can celebrate yourself. You most certainly should. Four of Cups represents emotional stability. It's reevaluation, emotional realignment, and clearing stagnation after emotional disengagement, rejecting blessings, or shutting down opportunities. Together, they say you're rebuilding your life from the ground up, mentally, socially, and emotionally. A new foundation is forming that supports your next level. This is this is a stabilization period before a major expansion. Because you've stopped building your stability out of fear, and because you've stopped building your stability out of fear instead of trust. You're relying on connection instead of withdrawal and emotional detachment, and you are rebuilding stability in healthier ways, not through walls, but through foundation. This entire reading shows major transition from healing, from clarity, expansion to empowerment. You begin the spread at the crossroads, realizing you want more from life and love. The Eight of Cups shows that a big emotional release is happening, driven by a desire for peace shown by the Six of Swords. The Four of Swords shows you've recently healed and withdrawn, and now you're focused on building a joyful, stable life in the Four of Wands. The Four of Cups tells you that soon you will evaluate what truly fulfills you emotionally, leading you to reclaim your authority with the Emperor and step into the independence of self-worth of the Nine of Pentacles. You desire genuine emotional connection, but Knight of Cups shows that you fear idealizing others. The result? Well, you rise as the King of Wands, confident, bold, passionately aligned, and in command of your destiny. Love becomes empowered, life becomes expansive, your foundation becomes unshakable. This marks a shift from internal healing to external leadership. This reading shows a massive transformation where you are moving from fear-driven choices into soul-driven expansion, from emotional detachment into empowered clarity, from self-protection into grounded confidence, and from hyper-independence into conscious leadership. Yeah, I know it is, Heather. Yeah, I know it is. All right. So, our homework card for this week. I love it. It's perfect. I'm just being quiet from the right now. No, this is a great. No, don't feel beat down, because this is what comes next. This is our homework for the week. And this is absolutely fantastic. This is perfect. The card that came out for this week is the Fool. The Fool stands at the edge of the cliff, face lifted toward the sun, one foot lifted mid-step. A small knapsack hangs lightly on his shoulder. Only what he needs, nothing more. A white rose rests in his hand, representing purity and open-hearted innocence. A loyal white dog leaps beside him, this representing instinct, protection, and enthusiasm. In the background, mountains, the challenges that exist but do not intimidate him. The bright sun shows clarity, divine guidance, optimism. The cliff edge, the threshold between old life and new life. Yep, there's your guy. Every element here symbolizes intuition, fear and soul, and logic. The Fool marks the beginning of a new chapter, not just a new event, but a new frequency of your life. It's blind faith, courage, intuition led direction, and readiness for the unknown. This card shows a fresh start, a leap of faith, a new identity emerging, releasing baggage, a new journey calling you, and trusting where the universe is guiding you. This is the moment before the first step, that sacred pause before motion, filled with possibility. In love, the Fool is a new romantic beginning, new chances, new energies, and it can indicate meeting someone unexpected, diving into a new connection, allowing yourself to be vulnerable again, refreshing an existing relationship with newness, or breaking free from old romantic patterns and entering into a relationship with a sense of adventure and openness. This is not about calculation, it's about feeling alive. This card encourages you to follow the spark, the creativity, the possibility, and not the fear. In life, the Fool signals a new spiritual cycle, a career leap or a bold move, travel or relocation, the reinvention of your identity, and releasing old roles and expectation with courage to step into your own path. This is the I'm about to become who I was always meant to be card. It's not naive, it's divinely aligned. On a psychological level, the Fool represents reclaiming your inner child, trusting the unknown, and letting down the guard that life forced you to build. This is your psyche wanting freedom, authenticity, play, spontaneity, and possibility. It's the soul saying, I'm tired of surviving, I want to live. Spiritually, the Fool is incredibly sacred. It marks the beginning of the soul journey, divine initiation, the 0 point, or the place of purest potential. Stepping into your destiny and a signed contract with the universe that says, I trust you. It's the moment before manifestation becomes physical. This card appears when your guides are asking you to trust them more than you trust your fear. It's time to say yes to the opportunity. Don't overthink it. Your intuition already knows. Let excitement guide you. Release fear-based patterns. Don't take baggage into the new cycle. Trust the timing and embrace the unknown. You're not meant to have the entire plan. You're meant to have the courage to begin. The Fool's shadow work is rich and deep. There's a fear of looking foolish, fear of running from the past instead of confronting it, impulsivity or recklessness, trust issues, abandonment wounds, identity confusion. But here are some healing questions. What fears arise when I imagine fully starting over? Where am I afraid of being seen in my beginner phase? And does it matter? What part of me clings to the old chapter out of fear of the unknown? Why are you clinging to an old chapter that wasn't any good in the first place? That's why it's ending. What is the worst that could happen if I take this leap? And is it actually realistic? What is the best thing that could happen? Which wounds from the past am I still carrying in my knapsack that I need to get rid of? What version of me is the Fool asking me to become? You are standing at a sacred threshold. This old story has ended. The new one hasn't yet begun. You are the bridge. Your heart is leading you into a new timeline, one where your intuition is louder than your fear. Your joy is more important than your past, and your soul is steering the new journey, and every step is aligned with who you are really becoming. The Fool is not a card of recklessness. It's a card of divinely guided courage. You are being asked to trust yourself, your path, your soul, your future. And the universe is quietly saying, leap, I'll catch you. And this is represented by the free-spirited gazelle. He is the explorer of new paths and the seeker of new adventures. Following his intuition, he bounds gracefully into the unknown. He swiftly changes directions and zigzags to avoid complications. As a result of this ability, he's comfortable in his own vulnerability. Gazelle prompts you to harness your youthful enthusiasm that will help fuel the way to a new experience and a bright future. At the same time, he wants you to remember to look where you're going when leaping into new terrain. With faith and optimism, allow yourself to flow with life. I think that this is the perfect time for all of those to come together and to come up. I like that card a lot too. So, my discussion today is basically it's time to take that leap of faith. It's time to move on into calmer waters. I want that Six of Swords card gone by next week. And I guess it repeated it twice for Mike. I don't understand that, but I guess I'll figure it out later. It's almost a new year. You have a month. You have a month to rest and rejuvenate and get on with the healing. Because the new year comes. This is a 9-year, by the way. In case I don't know if you guys know anything about numerology or if you know any that this is a 9-year. 5, 2025, 2, 2, and 5 is 9. It's an ending of a cycle. Next year is a 1 year. 6, 2, and 2 is 10. That's 1. That's a new beginning. It's also the year of the horse, and we talked about the spirit of the horse. Everything is refreshing. Right now, things are dying off. It's winter. You look out for most of the world, most of us who are talking right now, I think. Looking outside, the leaves are all gone from the trees. It's bitterly cold. And things are dying. But they're dying for a reason. I'm a horse too. This is my year. This is great. Yes. Where was I? And a cow. Stop. Anyway, things are dying off. It's that time of year, and it's that time of the decade, and it's that time in our lives. It's time to let the past go. We can't take it with us. We can't take anything with us, really. Yes, it still lives on in your memory, but it doesn't have to carry on and run your life. You can let those things go. We talked about this last week. We had my after party video last week. You can let them go and take that leap of faith. Don't be scared. Trust your intuition. You haven't. It's there. I know you do. Use it. Listen to it. Go with your gut feeling and with your heart. And you'll be okay. But it's time. You've got a month left. I'm giving you till the end of the month. The end of the year. That's all you got. No pressure. I'm just playing. All right. I do have our message for the week. I don't know if anybody wants a meditation for the week. Let me know. I'll go ahead and read what the one for the group is, which I think is perfect for today, of course. May you know much, much more. May you know more, much more. May you know how beautiful you are and that you are a light of the entire world. May you know that you are the creator of your own destiny. May you know that the universe is vast and it is here to support you. Open up to the possibilities of what much more has to offer and go exploring. All right. Heathery wants a meditation for the week. I guess that's the one. Oh, Lord. Let me find it. All right. Let's see. All right. May you know fascination. May you remember the excitement and wonder of a child. May you let go of rigid ideas and look at the world with curiosity and ask questions. May you marvel at its magnificence and its intricate complexity. And may you feel grateful for the capacity to know that fascination is a vital life force energy that allows for continuous exploration and discovery. I like that. Micah or Emily, did either of you want a meditation for the week, or are you all still good with the good with your hand? Oh, now Alexa's answering me. All right, Micah wants one. What? Ooh, okay. All right, so Micah. You're still mind blown from the reading. That's fine. You can just go with the reading. All right. May you know intention. May you know the importance of your intentions. Set intentions for your day and for your life. Ways of being that you want to nourish and manifest. Intentions recognize a way of being that you want to cultivate in your life. They represent a way of being that honors your highest self and moves you in the direction of your greatest good. Your intentions are unique to you and have the power to create the life you want to live. Yeah, you already knew that one, but maybe you needed to hear it today. All right, guys, that I believe is our show for the day. I am excited. I think it's a good one. The reading didn't change as much as I initially hoped it would, but it changed in the right way. We need the healing time. We need the resting time. We need our little hibernation to think about things and to actually process them and heal them before we take that leap of faith. So it is a good thing that the reading slowed us down a little bit. You know, it was not, we're still stuck in the past like it has been for the past few weeks. It's moved on to where we're healing now. And that's a good thing. Thank you. I'm glad it inspired you. I'm glad it helped you both. I think that things are improving for all of us. And we saw that today in how it changed. So I'm excited for next week and the following week and weeks after to see how it is that we are all healing together as we go. It's a process, but I'm actually happy that we are getting there. And I'm happy we're getting there together. I love you guys. And I'll see you next week. I'm going to get there. Love you. Bye.
Hey, this is Brindle Wolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken inside. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.